slam poetry, second and fourth Tuesdays, so pop on by if you want. This is called 50 Faces of the Fever. It's there, underneath your skin, like a strange fever I've seen before, but never on this planet. Those 2 parsecs from Earth, a series of caves living amongst a species of bipeds with pale, translucent skin, a strange stranger, an alien overlooked, trying to make some kind of connection with the people who could not see underneath my skin. I saw this foreign bravery in them, their miners and their poets, their teachers and their politicians, but always some empty space between us, some void I could not cross, a space I could not find a home in. I kept my journals, I took my photographs and moved from settlement to settlement, these labyrinth cities beneath the surface. Finally, a hospital monolith, expelling the sick from the pulmonary system of the planet, cold fingers of stone extruding up away from the veins and arteries of the earth, into the stars and the great skies of the planet. Some patients reminded me of home, the same limbs lost, the same cuts stitched, the same bones broken, the same madnesses, the same screams, the same moans, the same tears, until I found the woman with the fever. Her teeth were blackened and her eyes ugly. She was obviously close to death, breaths coming from so deep a place, I thought she was trying to suck herself back underground. I pulled my mask tight, not knowing if this disease was one of air or blood, one that came from her DNA, or one that ached on the surface of her translucent skin. I took notes as best I could. Their years did not correlate to our Earth years, and I could not tell you how old this woman was. The pale aching of her jaw, her skin clouded, less translucent than the farmers with mushrooms or the repairmen with stony tubes in their clear fingers. A vein of grape pressed up against the surface of her pale skin, transported some dark clot across her cheek. This was the first time I saw the fever, just the same, even as I see it in you now. At first I thought it was in her blood, and approached the mossy hospital bed, her white irises dilated to look at me, and her whole body blushed dark gray suddenly. The fever was an ocean across her. I leapt back, startled. Were these parasites moving just beneath her skin? What was this illness that had incapacitated this beautiful woman? The dark clots pushed up against her skin, forming strange patterns. I was almost convinced that they were an alien language coming straight to me from beneath her skin. But they weren't. They were now Roman letters, and now assembled themselves in an order that formed words, right there on her otherwise clear skin. Tears formed in the eyes of this alien woman. In her native tongue, she asked me, "Am I going to die?" But I was caught up in the words that now flew across her face and ours. A story of myself, of my heart, of the things that I'd lost, of my nightmares and dreams, of the things that I had not yet dared to seek out. I stood there, reading her fever, as she began to choke and shudder. I was so transfixed, I did not even notice her die, until the words faded, and she was once again a translucent body, this time empty. The alien doctors told me the fever was always fatal. The fever was always dark clots on their unmarred skin, but they were very, very close to finding a vaccine. When I asked about the words that came to the surface of the woman's skin, they looked at me blankly and said they'd never seen such a thing. I've seen the fever now 50 times, 50 faces before the vaccine saved the translucent bipeds, 50 faces before a fever that knew me, knew my heart, knew my mind, knew my soul. 50 faces I never cared about, except for the fever that killed them, sometimes slow, sometimes quickly. I see that same fever in you now, here on our planet where we keep a distance between the world and what we hold beneath our skin.